1 in 4 car accidents are side impact. The greatest incidence of trauma is to the head and neck. Are you protecting your child in the event of an accident? Air Protect is a revolutionary cushion that shields the child's head from impact by immediately reducing force through the precise release of air. When considering a child's seat, you must ask your retailer, does it have Air Protect? Don't risk it without it. Go to airprotect.com.au to find your nearest independent baby retailer.
You know, we're busy as moms. We're driving our little ones from point A to point B. My biggest fear is car accidents. Although all accidents are dangerous, side impact crashes are particularly dangerous. In fact, 1 out of 3 crash fatalities involving children are side impact, and nearly all of these involve head trauma. So, as a parent, what can we do to protect our children in these types of accidents?
When you look at a frontal or rear collision with a vehicle, there's a lot of structure there, in the front and the rear.
In a side impact, you're literally right at that door. As that car comes in and strikes the car I'm in, it'll crush the door. The door will crush into the panel. And then as it's going in, it'll actually hit the child restraint. And then the child restraint with the doors and the vehicle will all come in and eventually hit me.
The test that we have here at Kettering really simulates what happens doing a true collision of a vehicle to vehicle or vehicle to object by bringing in that generic door structure as if it was a door from a vehicle impacting the child seat during the collision. It really can replicate what we see in the field.
We're not gaining any more space, so we need to develop and design mechanisms that will cushion the blow and transfer the energy away from the occupant the best that we can. So what we have in the Air Protect technology is we have 2 chambers, and what actually happens is the air comes out of 2 ports. It's not an airbag, no explosives, it's a static, always ready type condition.
Inside impact, the greatest incident of trauma or risk of injury is that to the head and neck.
Not as much head rotation as we have here. So if you have this up by your head, and as I'm hitting it, it's going to be pushing the air and the energy out and away. For 25 years, Safety First has been about innovating and have been about making things safer for their children. And with this product, we're continuing that. So to be able to introduce such a great new technology, it's really rewarding.
The Air Protect system, having that there and the design of that protection around the head can only reduce the risk of injury to the child.
I picked Ella up from daycare around 5:30 at night. We were driving through an intersection. A 16-passenger van struck me on my driver's side. It was so fast, they didn't put on the brakes. I lost consciousness for a couple seconds and woke up to people saying that they had called 911. At first I was concerned because they said, is anybody with you? And I almost forgot that she was with me because I didn't hear any noise. I was concerned that she wasn't crying for how loud the impact was. I looked back and she was smiling and playing with her hands.
Later that night, one of the police officers who was on scene came over and asked us about the seat. She said everybody at headquarters wants to know what car seat was she in? What was that? What were those static airbags? And the officer said, I've seen much lesser accidents with much worse outcomes. So obviously the Air Protect seat did what it was intended to do.
Chris had told me that he contacted the company wanting to thank the factory workers if there was anything that we could possibly do to let them know how great the system was. Because we chose a good car seat, And because these people work hard every day, I have the most precious gift that I've ever had.
There are just so many people who are crucial to the end product, and we feel it's important that they understand the impact their products had on us as a family. To all the men and women instrumental in the creation of my baby's Air Protect infant car seat, I wanted to just take a moment to thank you for all of your efforts. The end result of your work isn't when the products are completed and shipped off. Your dedication and hard work goes much further than that. It was thanks to all the efforts day in and day out that my daughter Ella Rose Arthur was okay. The design and quality of her Air Protect seat is the reason that she was unharmed in the accident. Your product and all of your efforts kept my baby safe. You have done more for me than you'll ever know. My baby could have very easily sustained life-altering injuries or even worse, but she is with us and unharmed. She has an opportunity for an amazing life, and hopefully will help others someday the way you have helped her. So thank you very much.